Well, hello, everybody, and officially welcome to SNHU. I am so excited to be with y'all tonight. The chat box, you guys and gals, will move super fast. So just know that. But it is a great place if you have questions, if you have a comment on something, if you want to share something about you, because if you haven't already, say hey, let us know you're here, let us know your major, let us know where you're from. It is a great space and it's super fun when we have these live sessions because y'all are from all over, like all over the states, internationally, and it's just really cool that we're all here together. So I have went ahead and started the recording. So this session is recorded tonight and the live session will be posted on the First Year Experience YouTube channel within 24 hours of tonight's ending. Couple other things before we dive in. Is that these webinars, of course, are not required. They're not mandatory. You're going to have some fun. You're going to learn some things, which is super great. But I also wanted to give you guys the links to where you can find the recordings and also the super helpful focus videos that go through the assignments. Both the webinars and the focus videos will go through the assignments every week in SNHU 107. So who's ready to get started? I'm excited, and I sure hope that y'all are just as excited. First and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It is our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email this incredible team at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. What does this mean and who is this department, right? This amazing department, the OAC for short, is a team of people that are together to help you as the learner get information and content like these webinars, things from your classroom, even events and activities from the university in a way that works best for you. So if this is something you want to know more about, or you're curious if this fits your learning style, please reach out to this incredible team, and that way they can get you information in a way that works best for you. Okay, everybody? Couple of webinar reminders. I've mentioned this already, so bear with me, but you do not need a microphone or a camera. You just need to be able to hear me, which you guys can all hear me, right? And of course, be able to see the screen. These webinars are offered in two different formats. We are live tonight, and then we also have some on-demand sessions. Those on-demand sessions are ready for you every Monday of every week through your SNHU 107 term, okay? So just know that you'll be able to log into that First Year Experience YouTube page, and you can look for the week that you want to watch. They're posted on Monday early in the week, so you can watch them when it's convenient for you. You can go back and watch them as many times as you want, and it's a way for you to get that extra support as you need it. This is an academic space. This webinar and the learning communities in SNHU Connect, all those pages are academic spaces, so always be mindful of your conduct. My webinars are not mandatory. No grades are associated with them, no extra credit points, but you're going to learn, you're going to have fun, and you're going to see that students have questions just like you, they have feelings just like you, and it's just really a neat way to connect with other students that are beginning this journey. So who am I? This is me. I am Melanie Shop. I am an SNHU 107 adjunct faculty member. I also get the pleasure and opportunity to work with y'all in the SNHU 107 learning community. So I am not everybody's instructor. I only get a handful of about 35 of you, but I do teach SNHU 107, but I get the awesome opportunity to work with every student that takes it and wants to be involved in the learning community. Plus, I work with your faculty. I am an academic partner, which means I work with your faculty on different projects and give them extra support as needed. This is my family. I love the water. I live in Pensacola, Florida. If anybody's familiar with our beautiful white sandy beaches, if you've never been here, make a trip, y'all. The Gulf shores are absolutely incredible. I'm so lucky that I live here, but I'm a part-time mermaid. I like to say I love the beach, the pool, the river, the lake. It doesn't matter. I love it all. But I'm also an avid cycler. I love to read. So if you're somebody that likes to read and enjoys reading and giving recommendations, please send them my way. I'm a coffee drinker for sure. And I really love spending time with my friends and family. But the biggest thing is that I am a resource for you. The learning community is a space for you, that there is no other faculty or advisors in there. It's just me. It's a place for you to connect with students and get to know each other. How many of you guys have been in SNHU Connect already? Anybody? Have you hopped in there and kind of explored? SNHU Connect is a place where you'll see like clubs, activities, organizations. Like there's so much in there, y'all. And if you don't have your login yet, don't stress, because it can take about a week or so after you register for your classes, but they'll get you all set up. So in that community, there's so much, but there's also a very specific page or community space for SNHU 107. So if you hop in there, you're going to see students just like tonight introducing themselves, sharing information about themselves, their major, their story. It's just really awesome. Plus, I'll post different motivational things every week, but I also will give you the links and reminders about any webinars that we have going on so you can find them. Plus, we have these awesome focus videos that are just really quick, like usually less than 5 minutes, that walk you through the assignment or top tips that are happening in your classroom space. And what does all of this equal, y'all? It just equals your success. So the SNHU 107 learning community is not your actual classroom. That classroom space is in Brightspace. There's a lot of acronyms and names. I'm sure for some of you, you're like, it's so overwhelming. I can't keep track of everything, but I promise you that you're going to figure out what everything means. You're going to get in a routine. You're going to get in a groove, which is always the best thing. So Brightspace is that www.learn.snhu.edu. Have y'all found your classes, like where your class or classes are in that electronic classroom space? That is where assignments are posted. That is where you'll know what to read. That's where you'll see your discussions. That is where things are graded. Anything in SNHU Connect is just for fun and support and extra encouragement, which is always my favorite thing. So Dr. Winfield could not be with us tonight, but some of you may see him as your instructor. Dr. J is what his students like to call him. I think it's absolutely incredible that our leadership teams here at SNHU want you to get to know them. So this is Dr. J, Dr. Winfield. Fun facts about him, like you guys got to hear about me. He's a big Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. So where's my Marvel fans? I always have to ask about that because he could talk about it for days, for hours, I swear. He loves to cook. He's a family man, and he's also a resource for you. Dr. Winfield is part of our first year experience team. And what we do at the university is make sure that you feel supported and that you're able to follow the PIN acronym. So do you guys know who our mascot is here at SNHU? Who knows? Somebody tell me, pop quiz. Who is the mascot here at SNHU? Yes, the Pinman. Awesome work, y'all. So if you do anything, remember the PIN acronym is we want you to persist. We want you to stay in your classes, finish your classes, and get all the way to your degree. We want you to engage with your classmates, with your faculty, with the SNHU resources like advisors and academic support and the help desk and the library and the career team. The list goes on, which also means we want you to network. We want you to connect yourself to the university. Even as an online student, there's so many ways for you to connect and really enjoy this experience. But also, y'all, college is expensive. So let's get our money's worth. Use the different department resources that are there to help you be successful. Ask your faculty member questions. Look up the clubs and organizations. Maybe now isn't the best time, but maybe down the road, and just really give yourself an opportunity to really invest in you, okay? If there is anything that you remember from tonight's webinar, is I need y'all to remember you got this. I know for so many of you that there's a whole lot of emotions happening, right? You're probably excited, nervous, overwhelmed, a little fearful. Some of you maybe tried school before at college level and it didn't work out for whatever reason. Some of you have put other people through school. Now it's your turn. Some of you never had to have a degree and now maybe you do because of everything that's, like happening with your job or your world. Maybe you always wanted a degree in something else. It doesn't matter the background. It matters that you're here and you're here now. And sometimes that little voice can get in our head that's like, I don't know if you can do this. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are worth this journey and you are worth this degree. You have so much support here at the university. And if you see in this chat, you're not alone in those feelings. So when you find yourself getting a little overwhelmed or maybe a little fearful or a little nervous, just take a big old deep breath and say, I got this. All right, y'all, you got this. So what I want to do is just talk you guys through some basic things about SNHU 107 tonight. I'm hoping to be able to share the classroom space with you too if we have time, and just kind of make sure you know like what is happening in your class. It can just be nice sometimes to have somebody kind of walk you through it. Also, it's a little rainy here in Florida, and if I have any Floridians in here, you'll know that when it rains, it likes to take the internet away. But I have multiple internet sources, so if Adobe kicks me out, don't panic, I'll be back. Just give me a few seconds, okay? But of course, every time I teach live, it likes to pour and rain here. So this is SNHU 107. So if you haven't had a chance yet to kind of look through your classroom and check out that syllabus, you can log into your Brightspace classroom, that learn.snhu.edu, and go to the Getting Started, right? Anybody go there? That start here. You'll see your syllabus and all kinds of fun information in there. But this is kind of an overview. You're going to have 5 discussions. Discussion assignments are basically where you're asked a series of questions and you need to create an initial post, which means you create a little couple paragraphs about your thoughts on whatever the questions are and your answers. And you're going to post that by every Thursday when you have those assignments, okay? Every Thursday by 11:59 p.m. For week 1, it's East Coast time zone, so pay attention. After that, you need to reply to at least 2 of your classmates by every Sunday. Does that make sense, y'all? So when you have a discussion assignment, there's only 5, like you have one next week, and we have a whole webinar dedicated to everything you need to do for week 1. You're gonna respond to the questions, write up your thoughts, you're gonna post it, and they're gonna respond to 2 of your classmates, all right? You're also gonna have 5 activity assignments. So it's really important that you have Microsoft Word or something compatible that your faculty can go ahead and open and be able to grade your work. You get Office 365 for free as an SNHU 107 student or an SNHU student. So I'll show you guys where to find that tonight too. So just know that you have that at your fingertips, which is really nice, okay? Plus you have 2 warm-ups. These are also quizzes. Don't let the word quiz frighten you. You get to take them as many times as you need to earn the most amount of points. But I encourage you, read the material, watch any videos that are recommended in your class, and then you want to take those warm-ups, okay? And then you're going to do a project at the very end, not until week 7, but I don't want you to get nervous about the project. Yes, it's a lot of points, but you are going to do assignments that are going to connect the dots to create the project at the end. So it's not going to be anything new. It's going to be things you've worked on all term, and you're going to kind of put it all together, like your plan for your success and how you're going to manage your time. You're going to put all that together, and that's your project. So does that make sense, everybody, with like what the assignments are? The biggest thing I can tell you is that a lot of students will say, can we work ahead? Yes, you can work ahead. However, I caution you to get too far ahead because your faculty are going to send emails, put reminders and tips for your success in the announcements for every week of your course, okay? So sometimes when students work ahead, they work too far ahead, they end up having to redo assignments because they miss some of the important information or tips and tricks on how to do the assignment successfully. Does that make sense? So like coming up in week 1, you have a discussion assignment and a warm-up. So y'all, classes don't start till Monday. I encourage you to get in your classes, click around, look at stuff, but don't submit anything until that first week. If you've already done that, take a deep breath, don't panic. You're not going to have to redo anything. They'll still see it, but just know to start Monday. Does that make sense, everybody? So top tip number 1, make the time. Who has taken the time to map out when you're going to do your SNHU homework, activities, and assignments? If I can give you any advice, make sure you do that in some way, shape, or form that is best for your schedule, okay? I like to share with students, and students tell me that it's easier if they work earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, versus the end of the week in case like your week falls apart. That happens sometimes. So like students will say that like on Sundays, they'll look at the homework that's coming up for the next week. and they'll see what they have due. And like, for example, if they have a discussion assignment, they work on that discussion, that initial post maybe on Monday. They try to have peer responses done by Wednesday, and they try to get like any activity assignments or quizzes done by like Friday, or maybe even like Wednesday if they can. Does that make sense? So they just try to work a little bit earlier. That way, if things come up, kids get sick, you get sick, work schedules change, you're not stressed trying to like get everything done last minute. Does that help everybody? Just kind of an idea, but you have to schedule your time in a way that works best for you, okay? And all of you have multiple competing priorities. You know, you have work inside or outside the home. You might be raising kids or taking care of aging parents, or, you know, you have a lot of plates in the air, and plus you're adding school to a busy schedule. So you're gonna have to figure out a way to manage your time that works for you, okay? And it is trial and error. It might take a couple weeks for you to get into a routine. Don't stress, take a deep breath, reach out to your advisor and your instructors if you have questions or you need something. They'll really help you along the way, okay? Tip number 2 is to make connections. Y'all are already doing this, A+. Get to know the other students that are here at school with you. Get to know your classmates, get to know your faculty, get to know the SNHU departments. They're all here for your success. It creates an amazing learning environment. Do not be afraid to reach out to your faculty and ask questions, no matter how big or small that question is. Reach out and ask them, because we want you to be successful, and we will tell you how to do it the right way. Does that make sense? Sometimes other students will answer other questions and I'm like, oh no, that's not how you do that assignment. And so we have to go back and fix it. So students are wonderful in giving advice, but always make sure if it's about a graded assignment, reach out to your instructor, okay? Tip number 3 is you do have an electronic textbook. So you want to make sure you get that purchased and you get it connected. Y'all should have gotten an email. Also, besides, you got this, remember to check your university email. I cannot tell you or stress this enough. Also, make sure that you are checking those course announcements regularly, okay? Your faculty will send emails, they'll post information, tips, tricks for your success, all the kind of stuff. Just remember that it's there. So there is the electronic textbook. You'll get an email that walks you through how to do it. You can also find these same instructions underneath the Start Here area of your course, okay? Now, there is a loose leaf, like paper version of this book that is available. It sells out. Sometimes it's not available. If you need that, you get that. You do what works for you, but make sure you have that electronic textbook, because some of the chapters are a little bit different and I don't want you missing any of the content, okay? And I have some students that get both and they're like, I never even opened the paper copy, but I hear you. I like to like physically hold and touch the book and highlight it. I'm there. But I also know the convenience of the electronic textbook. You can take it with you. You know, if you're on public transportation, if you're the passenger, not the driver, you can take it to sport. You know, if you have kiddos in sports, or you know, taking care of people or have lunch breaks at work, you can take it with you, which is like super nice. So just remember to get it purchased, connected, whatever version you're getting, okay? Tip number 4 is a backup plan. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now that you're going to have something happen, maybe not this term, but in a future term. It could be you get sick, somebody in your life gets sick, work schedules change, phones, computers, tablets break. Let's see what else happens. Internet goes out, all those things, right? So I encourage you, folks, to have the phone number and email address for your advisor and any instructors of the classes you're taking written down somewhere, so that if something comes up, you can get to them and let them know that something has happened in life. Okay? Does that make sense? Something happens. I will tell you myself, I had 2 laptops brand new break in the same term. I've had students that, you know, like hurricane season, snowstorm season, the internet is out, you know, they can't even get out of their driveway, but they were able to give me a phone call that's like, hey, Professor Shop, like this is happening in my life right now and I'm not able to get my work in. Can we work something out? Of course we can. Babies come early. You know, we lose people in our lives. Like, just remember that you're not going to be the first person that this happened to. So use your resources and have that backup plan in place for your success. We talked a little bit about this, about like, you know, managing and making that SNHU time, but it's really important that you know what is on kind of your to-do list inside and outside the classroom. Okay. So know what is due for you at work, what is due with your family or loved one life, what is due at school. Find a way to get organized in a way that works for you. Don't worry about anybody else, y'all, because you're the one that has to put in the time, the energy, and the work. So find a way to get organized in a way that works for you. And again, it's not going to happen overnight, okay? But just take it day by day and remember that communication is key. I've said this a couple of times, but I put this tip in here again because we want you to communicate with us, all right? You can call us. There are faculty that do like FaceTime or Google Hangout. Some faculty members even text message. Email, of course, is always an option. You can use the general discussion area for questions and stuff if it's classroom related. You know, those are great spots for you to reach out to your faculty, but there's so many ways to communicate with the instructors and the departments here for your success. Like, don't lose sight of that and know that if something is going on, no matter how big or how small, that the more you communicate, it allows your faculty and your advisors to put a plan together for your success. Like if you just fall off the face of the earth and aren't turning your assignments in, you're going to struggle. But if we know something's going on, like, oh my gosh, her baby is here, her baby came early, or, oh my gosh, this person lost somebody, or I had a student that had to have surgery on their hand. Like they couldn't type for the last 2 weeks of the term. Things happen. So just let us know, okay? Now, the other thing is, you guys have already heard this part, is to watch the webinars. Most of them this term are on demand, which means they're going to be posted every Monday. So you can view them when it works best for you. I will pop those links in the chat again too with all the other stuff, but save the focus video link and the webinar link. Just quick access for you guys to be able to find the information all term long. They're up all term long. The focus videos are already loaded for every week. If you want to go take a look at and see what's up for week 1, it's already there. The webinars will be loaded week by week. Tip number 8 is know your success team. So tell me who's going to support you on this journey. Who is going to be maybe picking up some of the things at home because you're going to be busy studying, or maybe at work. Maybe it's just you pushing yourself to get this degree. High five, that's awesome. But I want you to think about those people that are positive and know why you're here getting this degree. Maybe they're the motivation for you being here. And I want you to keep them close to you, okay? Because not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. There might be some icky, thunderstormy, gross days out there. The biggest thing is to always pick yourself back up, use your resources, get connected, and keep going, okay? That is the best advice I can always give you. Tip number 9, we're almost to the finish line, is use your feedback. So your faculty will grade your assignments. They have a week after the last day you submit them, which sounds confusing. So for example, next week we start classes on Monday, right? Your initial discussion post is due by Thursday, remember, 11:59 p.m. East Coast time. But then by Sunday of week 1, which that would be, let me see, let's see, you guys start May 1st. I have to get my calendar out really quick. So Sunday is May 7th. By May 7th, you have to have those peer responses and your warm-up done, right? So then your faculty have a whole 7 days to grade assignments, which means by the 14th of May, you'll know how you did on those assignments. Some faculty grade as things come in, some kind of throughout the week, some you'll see them Sunday night. Does that make sense? But any warm-ups are automatically graded. So you'll see a grade right away. So if you want to go back and retake it, you do it the same way you did it the first time. But I know I have a lot of students that are like, oh my gosh, I submitted my discussion and my faculty member has not graded it. I submitted it yesterday. It's because they have that 7 days. So I like to make sure that you guys know that. But remember, some faculty will grade right away, some through the week, some you might not see it till Sunday, but the grade is coming. It is so important that you click on their feedback every assignment, every week. See what they said. If there's anything you can improve, they might have recommendations of resources to use. Like, take that feedback and use it for your success. Your faculty work hard on it. And the reason is they want you to be successful. So don't let that go to waste. Tip number 10, I think I've said this probably a million times, but utilize and use your resources, both inside and outside the classroom. You're going to learn a lot about the university resources here in SNHU 107, but you're also going to learn about resources and people outside of the classroom that you can lean on for your success. And I love this quote by Lincoln Paz: using all of your resources wisely is key for growth, which opens up success. Unfortunately, most don't realize this, and the door of opportunity stays closed. Who's nervous to reach out and ask for assistance or ask for help? Anybody? I used to be that way. Like, I didn't want to bother anybody. I didn't want them to think I was less than smart. Like, I didn't want to take up anybody's time. But like I said, college is expensive, y'all. You need to spend your money wisely and ask the questions, okay? It's like going on like an all-inclusive trip and like never checking out like that incredible buffet or like the amazing pool. You know, you wouldn't do that, right? Like if you went on like this amazing trip and it had all these amenities, wouldn't you utilize every single one of them? Or am I alone in that? I want to do all the things. I want you to think of your educational journey like that. Like you are here and you have this all-inclusive opportunity. Get to know the resources, the departments, the teams, the people that are here for your success. Don't let anything go without you having connected or explored it. It takes some time, it takes some energy, but you are 100% worth it. And I promise you at the end of the day, any question you have, it is worth you asking, because we're going to get you on the right track and make sure you know what you're doing, which is going to help you be even more confident. Okay. So those are the big top 10 tips, but I want to take just a minute to walk you guys through the classroom really quickly. Does that sound okay? So I'm going to share my screen. Keep in mind that sometimes it likes to be a little sassy and it might lag. So give me just a second to switch screens. And I'm going to log you guys. There we go. Okay, I'm going to log you guys into Brightspace. You're going to get to see me do the whole thing, y'all. If I don't, it like makes me log in a million different ways. So we're just going to do it this way tonight. And you might see like a grayed out black box on the screen. That is my controls so that I can see if you guys have questions. So can everybody see my screen okay? Can you see like the classroom environment that's in Brightspace? So this is that learn.snhu.edu and it likes to show all the comments. So if you see it, I'm sorry, y'all, but this should give you an idea. So you want to look for your classroom, which I'm going to go into an old classroom just to show you guys a couple of things. So don't pay attention to dates in here. Things might look a little bit different because it's an older classroom. But up here at the top, I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Course menu, underneath learning modules, you will see that start here. Can everybody hear me okay? I want to make sure. Okay. So underneath that start here, that's where you will find your syllabus that goes over the class. Also, all the information on how to get your book, where to find it, what it is, okay, and any helpful links. I like to tell students to click on the blue. It gets you to where you want to go. You'll see things highlighted in a blue color. If you click on it, it gets you to where you want to go, okay? The other thing I want to point out is that your class is 8 weeks long, okay? So you'll see module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So week 1, you do module 1's work. Week 2, you do module 2's work. Sometimes students get overwhelmed thinking they have to do all of these 8 modules in like the first week. No, 1 week at a time. Does that sound good? Does that make sense? So for example, module 1, when you click on it, it's going to bring up what you're doing. Again, click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. So this is going to open up everything about module 1, week 1, starts on May 1st. You want to read through it, so click and scroll. That's what I like to say. And you'll arrow through the content as you go through it, okay? So it'll give you all kinds of like helpful videos. Again, click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. Here's again, helpful stuff on your book, like all kinds of fun stuff is in here. I'm not going to go through all that because that's for y'all to do, but I just wanted to show you like how you have to kind of like click through and scroll to make sure you get to everything. So here's a reminder of that very first discussion assignment. There's a whole webinar next week on week 1 that is going to tell you all about this, but just so you know, next week you're going to introduce yourself, a little bit about you, and you're going to talk about what ownership means. And then you're going to talk about like how you're going to apply it to your own academic journey. So that's going to be your initial post due in Thursday by 11:59 p.m. East Coast time of next week. And then peer responses, you can do them right away if somebody else has posted, or they're just due by Sunday. Does that make sense, everybody? And I like to tell students, like, go be the first one to post. Everybody's always nervous to be the first one to post. But again, next week's webinar is going to walk you through all of that for everything for week 1 more in depth. This is just me real quick so you can see it. You also have that warm up, which is the quiz. Again, multiple attempts, so don't panic. But remember, read the reading first. watch the videos and then take that quiz. Okay. As a reminder, your classes don't start until May 1st. So don't start your assignments until May 1st. If for some reason you already went in and did a few things, don't panic. You don't have to redo anything. Just know that your faculty is not going to look at it until next week. Okay. So that is everything for module 1. I'm going to show you like where you find those modules. You can click on discussions and it gives you a really quick overview of discussions. It's an easy way to get there. Again, remember, you can work ahead, but don't work too far ahead because you don't want to have to redo things. You can always click on grades. That'll take you to your grades and you can see the different assignments that are posted there and like how you did. So that's just a run through quickly of the classroom environment. The other thing I wanted to point out is this online student services here at the top. So when you click on that, it is going to pull up all the departments and universities in one space. Now, remember how I talked to you guys about getting your book? Here's the SNHU bookstore. Again, click the blue, gets you to where you want to go, right? You can get to the help desk if you have any technical difficulties, you're not able to access different things. You can get into Brightspace. Here's the library. Here's that Office 365. So if you click on this, it's going to guide you through the prompts and instructions to how to download that Office 365 for free. Does that make sense, everybody? I want to make sure I showed you all that. You can also access the library. The academic support team is here, advisors, like everybody is here, which is really nice because it's like one-stop shop for you to find all of the different university resources. So that's your classroom space. Does that sound good, y'all? I just wanted to show you that really quickly. Just remember that next week, sorry, it might have cut me off for a minute as I switch screens. Hold on just a second. Let me switch you back. Next week is week 1. The webinar will be posted bright and early Monday morning so that you know exactly where to go, what to do. What do we think? Do we feel better, everybody? Are we excited? I'll tell you that SNHU is so excited to have you. And I just get really excited to be one of the first people to welcome you to the SNHU family. And just know, you can call it SNHU, you can call us SNHU, it doesn't matter. We're just so thrilled that y'all are here. And I hope tonight's session helped you kind of take a deep breath and see what SNHU 107 is about, where to find things, how to kind of get prepared, because you're going to be amazing. You're going to be awesome. And remember, if you get stuck, if you need something along the way, to always reach out to your instructor or your advisor. Okay, folks, y'all, good luck. You're going to be incredible. Have an amazing weekend. Your new journey and your new adventure starts on Monday, and we couldn't be more excited that you chose us here at SNHU. So I'll see you coming up in more weeks in the webinars here in the SNHU 107 learning community. I hope you watch these. If you have questions, you can always post things in the learning community. I did see a couple of questions about like where to post your discussions. When you go into your module every week, you will see, it'll say like 1-1 discussion as example. It's in that blue lettering. Click on it. It's going to bring it up and you'll see where you can click a button to start a new thread, type your thoughts, post it. Everything like that is done in your SNHU classroom because that's where everything is graded, okay? Trying to think if I missed any other questions at all, but just a reminder, webinars are posted every week. You can see them on Monday. If it's ever a live session, they're always recorded, but those focus videos are up and ready to go. They're up and ready to go for the term, so you can watch them and get started now. I'll post those links in here again for you guys. And if you need anything, don't Oh, Aubrey, I just saw your question about the MacBook. A MacBook is totally fine. There's a lot of faculty and students that have Apple computers and things like that. The biggest thing will be to make sure that you have software that's compatible with like a Microsoft Word document or like a PDF so that your instructor can grade it, okay? You are not alone in having those Apple products out there. So just know that that is something that you can have, okay? All right, I think I got everybody else's questions. I just wanted to make sure. James, I don't even know what virtual machine is.